आपने आप बोले ना मुझे
यहाँ पर थी, क्या बोलते भेलपुरी खा रही थी, मेरा पति साइड में था, एक इंसान है उसने उसको गोली मार दी।
यहाँ पे
उसने बोला कि शायद मुस्लिम नहीं है, उसने उसको गोली मार दी।
For God's sake, you have to prove something. You can't be the judge. I respect you a lot, but whatever you say can't be taken on the face value.
It's not me. It's not me saying it.
Symbol.
There is a history of
No
Lashkar-e-Taiba. There is a history of
no.
Lashkar-e-Taiba, the military, the ISI backing these groups. So we can go back and forth on this. You know, but there is a reason.
As most of you know, India and Pakistan almost went to war recently. The provocation was a terrorist attack in Pahalgam in Kashmir on 22nd April 2025, in which mostly Indian tourists were asked their religion and then shot point blank in front of their families if they were Hindu. A terrorist group named the Resistance Front initially claimed responsibility for the attack, but later backtracked, saying that the post claiming responsibility was actually the result of them getting hacked. This group has been linked to well-known jihadi terrorist group Lashkar-e-Taiba, which has been operating out of its headquarters at Muridke in Pakistan for at least 26 years. As a result, the Indian Air Force attacked 9 sites across Pakistan, which India believes were part of terrorist infrastructure. Pakistan retaliated with artillery, missile and drone attacks, to which India responded in kind, leading to a 4-day battle. What was Pakistan's response to the allegations of sponsoring terrorism against India? Let's listen to Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, son of the late Pakistani Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, who herself was assassinated by jihadi groups in Pakistan.
That Pakistan had nothing to do with this terrorist attack. They went to war on the basis of a lie, and then they couldn't win that war. They lied about the planes that we shot down. They lied about the details of this terrorist attack. To this day, they cannot name a single terrorist that was involved in this attack. They went to war with a nuclear armed power. They can't tell you, they can't tell me, they can't tell the people of India which terrorist was involved in this attack, what's his name, where did he come from, if you claim he came from Pakistan, which town, which border crossing. I mean, these are basics that I believe by this point, if India was being honest, that information would have come forward.
Questions we need to put to India itself.
A question to be put to India itself, responds this clueless Sky News journalist. There's a well-known saying in journalism that if one person says it's raining outside and another says it's not, your job as a journalist is not to just report both statements. Your job is to actually go outside and find out which of the contradictory claims is true and then report the truth. And this is where Western media has been complicit in the murder of thousands of Indians in terrorist attacks going back more than 35 years. I make this provocative allegation because had Western media covered previous terrorist attacks on India properly and done the investigative legwork to scrutinize Pakistani denials of involvement in them, and held their own leaders accountable for supporting Pakistan, the Pakistani state could have been brought to heel much earlier, preventing many attacks and saving many Indian lives. So as an Indian immigrant to the West, let me try to open the windows of the Western cocoon and let the rain in just a little. If you only look at the Pahalgam attack, you could come away sympathetic to the Pakistani claim that India did not provide any evidence that Pakistan was involved in the attack. But an informed follow-up to this Pakistani denial is not a question to be put to India itself, but rather, has Pakistan prosecuted in good faith the perpetrators of previous terror attacks on India, who are till today sitting comfortably in Pakistan, even after India has provided mountains of evidence of their activities? Can we address that first? Let us look at just one such case now. On 12th March 1993, a series of 12 powerful bombs went off at multiple locations across Mumbai, the financial capital of India. While India could never nab the masterminds of the worst terrorist attack in its history up to that point, it did capture one of the key conspirators, Yakub Memon, a year later.
Yakub Memon has asked the Supreme Court to stop his execution on the 30th of July, his last shot at mercy. He was convicted for booking flights, arranging money and storing weapons for all of those who carried out the 1993 Bombay blasts. The Memon family had fled Mumbai just 2 days before 12 explosions ripped through the city, killing 257 people.
After his arrest in 1994, Yakub Memon gave an interview to Madhu Trehan, one of India's top journalists. In this interview, he admits to far less than what he was later convicted for. But that is not the interesting part here. This is for Pakistan, its propagandists, and its apologists in global media and political leadership. You want evidence of India's allegations that Pakistan sponsors and supports terrorism against India? Here you go.
You left Bombay on March 11th for Dubai.
Yes.
How did you reach Pakistan?
On 17th, we have boarded a PIA flight. It was to land at Dubai via Karachi. But we were escorted by a Pakistani agent at Karachi airport without any immigration and formality. He was escorted out of the Qaid-e-Azam airport, Karachi airport.
By Pakistani agent, you mean whom?
Asif, his name was. He was a bald fellow. He escorted us right from inside the airport to outside.
And your passports, were they stamped?
No formalities of any immigration or customs were completed.
A Pakistani official came, took you off the flight and took you without any formalities through.
Right.
And your passports were given to him? But did you give him your Indian passport?
Yes, he collected our Indian passport. The very first thing he did, he collected our Indian passport. He escorted us outside the airport then, without any formality.
You did not have your Indian passport with you then?
Yes, since then, after 1 year, we received our Indian passports.
So which other places did you stay after that?
Then after a few days, about 8 days later, we were shifted to a new house of Tawfiq's Jaliawala. It was at Rufi Cottage, some Gulshan-e-Iqbal area, block 13D. We were shifted there.
And when you went to Bangkok, who accompanied you?
Bangkok, Captain Server, his name was, alias Usman. He was a government official. He accompanied
Pakistani government?
Yes, a Pakistani government official.
What was his name?
He used to tell Usman, but later I came to know that his name is Captain Server. When we came back to Pakistan, that same fellow Asif, bald-headed, he took us out. At that time, we were traveling on Pakistani passport. So all the formalities were completed. And we were transported to a house at Defense Housing Authority. There.
You went to Pakistan.
Yes.
You seem to have been very comfortable in Pakistan.
Very comfortable.
You lived in a house which the construction alone was 1.16 crores.
Yes.
You were rehabilitated, right?
Yes, yes.
The Pakistanis gave you identity cards.
Yes.
Gave you a school certificate.
Definitely.
Gave you a second passport.
Yes.
Why would Pakistan do this for you?
Because I have concluded that Pakistani agents were involved in this bomb blast.
Pakistani agents were involved in this bomb blast. Those were not the words of a right-wing Hindu nationalist Indian politician or diplomat or government spokesperson. This is not the clickbait headline of a sensationalist Indian news channel. These are the words of a man who was eventually executed for his role in this monstrous crime. And if that fails to convince you, remember that he confessed to his own brother being one of the masterminds. Mark my words, there will be another Pahalgam. And when that happens, Pakistani politicians and propagandists will ask for evidence once again. They will once again try to pretend as if the last 36 years of attack after attack on India did not happen. And the outside world will once again display its collective amnesia. And more Indians will keep dying because Indian politicians, media, and intellectuals are too incompetent to make the world understand who is the aggressor and who is the victim. Please share this far and wide to prepare for the day when everyone can shove this in Pakistani propagandists' faces and ask them what they have done about the evidence that has been presented to them in the last 30 years. Please like and subscribe.